Good evening to all. I'm Gaurav Pandey, Gaurav Bhaiya, and we'll solve another problem on the same pattern by using an array list. So we'll try to involve other new things as well in this particular problem statement because anyhow our target to teach you at least 150 ways to solve multiple problems, and that's why on a one particular pattern I'm giving you multiple problems to understand how you can utilize that particular algorithm in different format, right? So I hope so far the learning is very good for the people, right? But before I begin, I just want to know the energy, and am I audible and visual to all? Just confirm me am I audible and visible to everybody? If the answer is yes, then we can begin. If the okay, Sweta. So now what problem statement we have today, that is summary ranges. But before I begin this problem, yeah, last time in the last live on the day 46, suddenly I ran out of battery, and that time my system got shut down and I was not able to finish that particular thing. In the last time we didn't had any error. I was reading that we were able to write Java and C++ code correctly. In Python, the complete code was correct. I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you where. I'll go here back. Here, I'll search for the lead code. Then I'll go back. I guess the problem statement was spiral matrix or something, right? In that problem, everything was completely correct. What we were missing is spiral matrix. I was reading correctly, but I was not looking that I haven't written one particular word. And I was thinking like, why this is happening? Even I guess some people were saying like, sir, no, this is correct running in my system because this was the problem. Then I written this later on. This range was missing. Every time I was reading it like for I in range this thing, but the range keyword was missing in Python code especially. Rest was for other languages was fine. And after that, I was like, yeah, what did happened? So I laughed, around 5 to 10 minutes. And I thought we should delete the video or we should keep it. Then I thought we shouldn't delete it. I'll just tell you in the next video that this particular keyword was missing. Everywhere I've written range because anyhow I'm doing a translation in three languages, right? So sometimes happens that my brain feels like I've written something, but that is actually haven't written. So every time I was reading, if you watch that particular video that is already available in the playlist, so in that video, multiple time I'm reading like for I in range, but here the range was missing, and every time we were getting the problem because it was treating as a tuple. Okay, it wasn't treating an array. So when I've written this here after around 5 minutes, and I think like it's just working now. So that time it was working completely. But I hope the logic and everything was quite clear to everybody, right? That thing was quite clear to everybody. Cool, yeah. Few people were also asking about like how they can access the playlist. So there is a simple way that if you want to access all the videos of our live, because very soon we are going to complete 50 days, right, out of 150. So here, if you go to the playlist part, search for the Preparational channel, go to the playlist part, here you'll get it. Okay, just to tell you, okay, nothing more than that. Just I want to tell you, that's why I'm showing you this. So if you go here in the playlist, you'll see this particular playlist. Okay, you'll see this, and then you'll access every possible video. Okay, every video will be available there in that particular playlist. So go look at this playlist and access all the videos that are already stored. And here again, I request everybody that be active and come regularly. Only then you'll learn a lot of things. No worries, yeah. So now we'll solve our problem statement of today. So this particular problem, summary ranges, has already appeared in the coding interview in the exams of Amazon, Bloomberg, Facebook, Google, Indeed, Microsoft, Uber, Yandex, or Qualtrics. Okay, and trust me, this problem is important because you will understand how you do a conversion from array to string, how you merge, how you concatenate multiple strings in a particular format, right? So these things you'll learn in particular this video, and also how you can utilize an array list. Okay, like apart from string and arrays, how you can utilize an array list, or in C++ the vector, or in Python the list. Okay, so these things you'll learn. So we'll read the problem statement here. The problem statement is summary ranges. And I want interaction. I want like you should feel like this is an offline class. Okay. The higher energy and higher understanding. That is my agenda. That is my agenda. Okay, because only then it feels like we're doing something good. Correct only, right? Now here the problem is still summary ranges. So basically what they're saying, you're given a sorted unique integer array nums. So we will have a nums array that is already sorted. Makes sense. Cool. Now a range A to B is set of all integers from A to B. Inclusive means they're included. Right? Inclusive means they're included. So you will have A to B range means every element you will have there. Nothing is missing. Cool. Return the smallest sorted list. Return the smallest sorted list of ranges that cover all numbers in the array exactly. Okay. That is each element of nums is covered by exactly one of the ranges, and there is no integer x such that x is one of the ranges but not in nums. Means you should not have any single element like any range where a particular element is missing. For example, here you have this nums. Okay, so you want this output. These are the ranges. So why this is range 0 1 2? If you see A and B, you have all the element, nothing is missing, yes or no? But 3 is missing. Your range has been blocked out, right? Your range has been broken. So now what you'll do, you will have a range of 0 to 2, because you have element from 0 to 2. Again, because 3 is not present, so you cannot make it 0 to 4, right? Because 3 is missing. So you will have another range 4 to 5, where 4 and 5 you have, right? Now again, because 6 was missing, so you cannot have till 7, so you have to create a different range for the 7. Right, you understood the problem statement. What you have to do, you need to find a starting pointer and the ending pointer, that range. Then you need to add this arrow sign and make it a string and push back into an array list in Java especially, and in C++ we will push in the vector, in Python we'll push into the list. Right, that's what the problem statement is, and I hope that you really understand this. Right, but I don't know why attendance is very poor here. You guys are not supporting me probably, right? You're not liking the video, not making a good comments, or also not sharing the video. That is not a cool thing here. With anyhow, after if you have the understanding of these 150 problems with deeper understanding of the base that I'm writing the code, nobody can beat you in the coding exam, right? So that's what you're getting. So you have to also accept that you are really getting something good, right? So that's why you have to be consistent for your future. Cool, yeah. We'll go back to the PPT and we'll understand how we can solve this. Okay, how we can solve this. I'll take that same example. Probably we had one nums array. There we had 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Right, this is what we had. So they have said that you need a list, basically a dynamic array. There you need to push the sub arrays, like the ranges, right? Where nothing is missing. So that's what we have to do. So look at this. We have a starting pointer, let's suppose 0. So I was checking like the next element should be 0 plus 1. Yes or no? The next element should again be 0, like 1 plus 1, basically 2. The next element should also be 2 plus 1 should be 3, but this is not. If this is not 3, then what you have to do? You need a starting pointer, then you keep moving out another pointer, right? So another pointer is pointing out to this. So that is an ending pointer. You have a start, you have an ending pointer, right? So what you have to do, when we are seeing that the pattern has been broken, what you have to do, you have to push this into this array list or into the vector or into the list. By doing what? By doing this thing, start plus in a string, this thing, and end. Yes or no? This is what you have to do. But what if, okay, so basically what we did is that we had started at 0, so 0, then this thing, then again we have ended at 2. So this we have pushed here, 0 arrow 2 we have here. Cool, yeah. Now then our start will come here at the 4, yes or no? So now start is here. We'll again check, is this 4 plus 1 is the next element? Yes, that is the next element. Then check again, is the 5 plus 1 the next element? No, that is not the next element. You have to stop. Here. You start is 4, or your ending is 5. Yes or no? Now what you have to do? You have to check for the 7 as well. Your start will come at 7. Start is here, your end is also here. If you start and end are pointing you to the same place, what you have to do? You don't have to add this arrow sign. You will directly post it by converting into a string. So basically 7 will directly post and make it a string. When the start is equals to the end. You understood? Right, what we are doing. So we will have a start pointer and end pointer will move. Until unless we get like there is a no, like the range has been broken out, right? So there is a missing element. So you have to stop right there and you'll push that particular range into your array list. That is the simple problem statement is, and I hope logic is also quite clear to everybody, right? So we can have what we can have. We can have a loop which can iterate this, right? So one loop will make the pointer of start, and another internal loop will move the pointer of the end, right? And every time whenever we reach to the end, we will have a particular range, and we push that range into the array list. That is what the problem statement, the logic is, right? I hope this is quite clear to everybody here. Please tell me, is this clear to everybody? If that is clear, then we can move ahead with the code. And if somebody need a dry run, then also do let me know. Okay. So now here what I need as a output, I need a array list. Okay, list or array list is the same thing in Java. So I'll define an array list that will store the value of strings, and I will give a name as, let's suppose, result new array list. Right? Cool. New array list. And here what I want is that I want a like I want what? I want a pointer which can iterate. Okay, I want a pointer which can iterate. So let's say a end pointer I want. So end. By default end is 0. So here I will have like my while this end is less than the length of the nums we have, right? Nums dot length. So if this is less than, means end is not pointing out to the last index, right? In that case, I need one start as well. So I will have start. Start will be the first element as of now. The first element means the zeros index element. That is the end itself. Yes or no? So what I will do here, I will write nums and end. Cool. So we will have our first element. Yes or no? Now I want to move my end point. I want to move my end pointer. Like until unless I get something where the range is missing, where a particular element is missing, right? There I want to stop exactly. So for that purpose, I have to check the next element. So also I have to ensure this. I have to ensure this that this end plus one. So do not point out to the last index. It should not go beyond the range, right? Beyond the length of the array. Only then you can check the last element. So if this is less than nums dot length, end, end, end means the ending pointer is not pointing out to the last element. First thing. Second thing is that you need to check is your this nums end plus one, okay, end plus one is equals to nums end plus one. What does it mean? The next element basically. If the end is, let's suppose, 0, so this is end is pointing out to 0, and end plus 1, end plus is 1 means 1 index. Yes or no? 1 index. If end is pointing out to 0 index, end plus 1 will point out to the 1 index. So is 1 index element is equals to what? The previous element plus 1. The previous element, then I'll add 1 because the nums is already sorted. If that is equal, which means that tell me everything is good, right? We don't have any brokerage. So what we'll do, you'll increase your end. You'll keep increasing your end if this is a scenario. Now there's a two possibility that either your end and start are same, that if end is equals to start, both are pointing to the same thing. So in that case, in the result you'll add is a method by which you add something into the result, right? So you will add what? You'll just convert into a string and you'll add it. So I just want to add it. Nums, basically either you write start or end, anything that works. Start plus, make it a string, right? Because they are expecting a string. But if this is not case, if this is not a case, then what is the case? The case is that we have found where one element was missing. So you'll push it directly. Result dot add what? Start plus. So nums dot start plus that arrow sign. Yes or no? That arrow sign plus ending part. You remember the logic? Tell me, you remember the logic? The ending part. Cool here. Right? This is what we wanted to do. This is what we wanted to do. And every time we need to iterate it. And now we are using our end pointer to iterate the whole array. So that's why end plus plus. Right? If somebody needs a diagram, then please tell me. Okay, I'll give it to you. And if that is clear, then very nice. Oh, cannot find symbol start. That is start, not start. That is start. Cool, yeah, looks good. Right, looks good. So probably, oh, which was missing? Saying like where return statement is missing. So return result. Cool. Now I hope this makes sense. Okay, we'll do a dry run. Oh, it's saying index 7 out of bound for length 6. Okay, this is saying to me that index 7 out of bound for length 6. Yeah, probably logic should be correct. So here we are taking start and should point out to the last thing here. Correct only. Here we are doing and plus plus. Anyway, right? And here we are moving a pointer. Exactly if this is a scenario where this thing meets. Nobody here will do a dry run, we'll figure out our problem also, or we'll understand the code, right? So that's how everybody solves the problem. And I also solve in the same way. So keep this. We will go back here into the insert. We'll paste this particular code. And this time I just want that all the spellings are correct, okay? Spelling error, I'm not ready to take it today. So cool here. I'll just have little space. Not here. Here. Okay. Cool. Looks good. Da da da. दे दो भाई थोड़ी सी स्पेस हमको भी पूरा ऑक्यूपाई कर लिया no worries I'll just move a little bit upper oh not that thing not my slide control Z I just want to move it little upper cool so here I'll make it a one liner space for just easy reading I hope this makes sense so now not you so now I'll do a slide so back again okay and here cool here so we'll understand with the dry run okay we'll understand that with the dry run how this is making a problem to us do not zoom it cool here so now here we had an array nums okay so here in nums 0 1 2 and 4 5 7 we had cool here so this nums we have here we have created an array list result that is as of now that is empty so here ending is 0 I'll write here step number 1 where end is 0 and is pointing out to 0 so if 0 is less than the length of the array so length of the array is 0 1 2 3 4 5 no 6 that is 6 so if 0 is less than the 6 yes that is true only right so you need to calculate your start as well so start will come the 0 index value that end is pointing out to 0 so we'll have nums 0 so start becomes 0 right start becomes 0 so value of start is 0 anyway cool yeah you have to check like is your end plus 1 is less than the length which you're checking here if end plus 1 is not less than the length then you cannot access the last index right that is not possible probably so what you will do you have end plus 1 so basically end plus 1 means are we iterating with the help of and yes so 0 plus 1 becomes 1 so is your 1 less than 6 yes that is true then you need to take your end plus 1 means 0 plus 1 becomes 1 index the 1 index value means 1 it is 1 equals to the nums end which is 0 the 0 index value plus 1 means 1 yes that is true if that is true end plus plus so previously end was pointing out to here now end will come here yes or no cool then again we'll check is your end plus 1 that becomes right now that becomes end becomes 1 so 1 plus 1 becomes 2 is 2 less than 6 yes that is true then what will do you'll check here again your next element like the end you have as 1 so 1 plus 1 becomes 2 so basically this thing and you have what and you have 1 and 1 plus 1 becomes 2 second index value we have what we have 2 so it's 2 is equals to the previous value the end which is pointing out to 1 index so 1 and this value 1 becomes 2 yes that is true only then what will happen the end plus plus basically end will point out to this thing and has came here now what you'll check again is your 2 plus 1 means this end is pointing out to the second index and then third index means 4 like so is your this thing and which is pointing out 2 so 2 plus 1 becomes 3 is 3 less than 6 yes that is true check out this so end plus 1 means third index right the third index value is 4 is your 4 is equals to the previous value which is 2 plus 1 becomes 3 right and was pointing out to second index right so the second index plus 1 becomes 3 so no this is not true if this is not true while will not work so where is your end tell me where is your end is here end was here yes or no And was here or this was here? No, no, and was here. Sorry, sorry. And was here, right? So and was here because this we haven't incremented. Nobody current, nobody's. But anyway, was this video from the starting after the live also? Okay. So now here, and now here we have what? Starting is pointing out to 0. Start is having the value of 0, and is having the value of 2. What you'll do, you'll check is your start and end both are equal. Yeah, the thing is that yes, no, they are not equal. So this will not work. Then else will work. What will do? Nums plus start. Oh, start was not index, start was a value, right? Because we are taking a value here. Yes or no? Start is not the thing, or probably what we should do actually. Either we take it directly end here, start is equals to end, that works at the place of nums end, right? Either we take here start is equals to end, that also true. Then we can do this. Otherwise, we have to write here start, right? That was the problem. So now start is what? Start was 0. So 0, then this arrow, concatenation, this arrow, and the end. Nums end is the 2. So this where we are adding into this list. So this finally result will have this thing 0 pointing out to 2. Yes or no? Now what we'll do? Now what we'll do? Tell me. Again we have reached end of the loop. Then and plus plus and plus plus. Now your end will point out to here. This fourth in this third index, right? And here you'll come back here again. You'll check 3 plus 1 becomes 4. Is your 4 and this start? What start will become? Start will become 4. Yes or no? Start will become 4. So start here because end is pointing out to the third index and the value of start will become 4. The value of the end available, right? So this is the start. Cool here. Now start we have, we'll check here, is our end plus 1 is less than the length of that particular thing, because we don't want to go beyond the range, right? So what we'll do, you will have here end is 3, so 3 plus 1 becomes 4. Is 4 less than 6? Yes, that is less than the length of the array. Cool here. Now check here again, end plus 1 means third index plus 1, fourth index. On the fourth index you have 5. On the fourth index you have 5. So it's 5 is equals to, and that is pointing to third index, and third index has value is 4. 4 plus 1 becomes 5. Yes, that is true. If that is true, then end plus plus. End will point out to now to this place, this E part. Yes, no, this fifth. So now end is here. You'll check the length again. So this is the basically fourth index. So 4th plus 1 is the 5. It's 5 less than 6. Yes, 5 is less than 6. Anyway, yes or no? So that is true. And you'll check again. Your end is pointing out the fourth index. So 4 plus 1 becomes 5. That is 7. So is your 7 equals to end, that is 5 plus 1. Now tell me, is your 7 equal to 6? No, that is not. If that is not, what will happen? This while will not work. You'll check here, is your end and start are same? No, start was pointing out to this 4, end is pointing out to 5, and they are not same. Then what you will push? You will push this thing, start, that is 4. So 4 arrow sign, end is 5. So this you have pushed into your array list. Yes or no? Now the next thing. What will happen? End plus plus. Now end is pointing out to the last element. You're here. So what you'll do? Your start becomes end. Start equals to end. Yes or no? Tell me. And that is the 7. Index is 6 and the index is 5, right? The value is 5 something. Yes, the index is 5. The end becomes 5, but the value is 7, right? So now here you'll check. So this thing, 5 plus 1 becomes 6. It's 6 less than 6. No, that is not. Because if you haven't checked this could have checked this. Basically here what you could have, 5 plus 1, that is the 6th index, that is not available. That's why we are writing this particular condition, that we should not get out of index error. That's why we are checking this particular condition. 6 is not less than 6. What you will do? You'll come to the if part. You'll check here, is your end and start are same? Yes. Is your end and start? Oh, basically either you take the value of both or you not take the value of anything. So here we will not assign nums end, we'll directly assign the end. Okay, we'll directly assign the end. Is your start and end are same? Yes, they are same. Start is also this fifth index, and end is also the fifth index. So what you'll do? You'll insert this nums start. So start means that particular index is 5. So fifth index you have 7. So 7 will be converted into a string, and that will be have been inserted, and then you'll do end plus plus. You check the condition here. Now end has become 6. Is your 6 less than 6? No, that is not. While will not work. At the end you'll return your result. At the end you will return your result. And I hope and now Kirti, it is clear to you and to the other people as well. And also we found our error. Where we are doing the error? Here we are doing the error. We should not take the value, we should take our end pointer. Right? We should take our end pointer. That was the problem. That's why we're going out of bound error we're getting. Right? Yes, this works fine. And tell me, please tell me, is it clear to everybody? With the energy, is it clear to everybody? Beating cool. Okay, you're welcome. Now here we'll convert the same code to the array or the C++ also. Okay, the C++ people also get. Very nice, Rita. Okay, cool. So here I'll come to the C++. I'll paste it. And here, because in C++ you don't have array list, you have vector. So you need a vector here. So I'm little lazy, so I'll copy this vector thing from here itself and I'll paste it here. Little lazy, not a lot here. So please don't take me wrong. Little lazy. So now here, this is result. Okay. So now here actually the thing is that you don't have length in the vectors. You don't have length in the vectors. You have size. So you'll write size. Okay. You'll write size. Again, you don't have length. You'll write size in C++. Cool. So here I guess probably rest things. In C++ you cannot do directly conversion like this. Okay, you can't convert it. You have to use a method that is toString, to_string. Only then you can convert integer to string. And similar here, you have to use to_string, and then you have to convert this thing first to the string, and again here to string, to_string, and here you have to convert this to the string, and only then you can do a concatenation. Rest looks good to me. Probably here if this works, otherwise we'll do a dry run. So that's the only way to fix the things. You don't have add method, you have pushback method for vector, push_back, and here also you don't have add method, push_back method in C++. So now probably this will work. Yes, worked. And can somebody will help me with the time complexity of this particular program? Can somebody will help me with the time complexity of this particular program? Because here we are using two loops and I want a good answer. I'm expecting that you will give a genuine answer, right? I'm expecting that thing, but no worries. Here what I'll do, I'll copy the same thing and we'll convert the same code into the Python. Okay, so now go to the Python here and I'll paste it here. You don't have vector in Python, so what you have list. You have list. So result is equals to empty list. You don't have these data types and semicolons. You don't have to use this. And again, you don't have the size method. You have len method. Okay. So yeah, here probably I'll wrap it first, and here I'll write my len. Cool. So I've wrapped with the len method. Here you don't have this. Again, you'll remove this integer. Again, while nums you don't have the size, what you have len method, right? In Python we have len method to take the length of anything. So here and probably we are checking correctly, and here also you don't have plus, you have this thing plus which equals to 1 colon. Here you don't have curly braces. Cool. Yeah, somebody help me with the time complexity. And now look at this, those have done with the Java already left the live. Very bad. So here you don't have pushback method, you have append method, and again you don't have a string, toString method, you have str method. Okay, str method to convert here, and again you don't have pushback, you have append method. Yeah, anybody from the Python? I can't see the people. And also I want to hear about the time complexity from you guys. What will be the time complexity of this particular program? You don't have this toString method, you have a str method in Python to convert an integer to a string. Only then you can do concatenation. Okay, and here the colon, you don't need this curly braces. Same here as well. No, Karan, no, that's what I want to tell. This is not the time complexity. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Yeah, this Python code works fine. And also, Karan, you know, the last day the range keyword was missing. You were saying correctly range was, but I was reading range, but I was not writing range. I don't know why I was not able to see that particular thing. But really, yeah, after that, when I see this in the starting of this particular live, I mentioned, okay, so those are having the challenges with that code, they can have this understanding. So what will be the time complexity of this particular program? So now somebody will see this, and we are iterating only once, not twice. Okay, that's how you calculate the time complexity. We are iterating only once. Why? Why can somebody tell me here? Because look at this. No, no, not Kirti. This is not constant, not big of one, yeah. This is not big of one. I'm telling you why. I'll take this code. I will not paste it again because that requires a lot of things. Look at this. I'll tell you here only why we don't have this and log n and big of one. We have one end. Basically, end starts from the starting of the array and goes till the end. Means end will iterate each and every value from the nums. Yes or no? Yes or no? Look at this. Again, this loops is not working separately, right? What this loop is doing, it's also moving your end pointer. This is also moving your end pointer. So basically what will happen, your end pointer, the number of steps this will move, that number of steps will be skipped by this outer loop. Yes or no? You remember in this example, if end is pointing out to 0, then end will point out to 1, then end will point out to 2. Next time, your start will not start from 0, your start will start from this 4. So basically the number of steps this loop will run, that same number of steps will be skipped by this particular outer loop. So basically both are doing the summation of the total time complex of big of n only, because and will is starting from 0 is not repeating anywhere. That end is not repeating anywhere. That end is starting from 0 and ending till the last index. Right? There is no repetition of the code. If you'll see, if you'll do a dry run, we already understood the dry run, right? We already understood the dry run. That time and started from this index and end directly reached here. And we never had any kind of internal iteration within this array. We never had any kind of different iteration. We just had one iteration that end starts from 0 index and goes to the last index. Means we are iterating from 0 to n. So what is the time complexity? Big of n. What is the time complexity? Big of n. And I hope this is clear to all. Please tell me, is the time complexity clear to everybody? बता दो सर, हम भी थोड़ा सुन ले. क्या समझ आया? Why the time complexity is big of 1? Did you get it? Tell me. If you understood this, then that's fine. Otherwise, if you need any other clarification, do let me know. Otherwise, we'll wrap. Okay. See you tomorrow in the next live at 6:15. Timing I'm telling you again here, because I don't know here, when I see a very few people in live, I really don't feel very nice. But when I see a lot of people in the live, I really feel good. So it's up to you what kind of feeling you want to give to me. So now here basically on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, I come at 5. Also on Friday. Okay, so you can include Friday here. How to write Friday. So these days I'm coming at 5 p.m. So make a calendar, make a alarm or anything. On Saturday I'm on off. On Saturday and on Sunday I'm coming at 6:15. And trust me, these 150 days problem are not just 150 problems. Here you learn every possible pattern in the DSA, at every possible pattern that every company asks for. So that pattern I'm teaching you, and after that we are solving multiple problems. My original agenda is that you must understand that pattern. You must be able to solve at least 3 to 4 or 5 to 6 problems on particular pattern. Only then, eventually with time, you will have really good problem solving skills. Because now you understand every data structure, now you understand every algorithm, and you understand also multiple problem statement on that. That will be more than sufficient to crack any coding interview. Right, so you're getting a sufficient resources. So really enjoy it. Okay, so utilize it in a very efficient way, and also share this particular live with other friends, which they can also help. Right, they can also get the help of the things. Cool. Yeah. Again, before you leave, if you really enjoyed this particular live, like the video. Okay, share with your friend. I don't know the share symbol how this looks, but this is cool here. And also, if you're coming for very first time to the channel, subscribe the channel by which you can have further updates, like hiring updates and other things. Also, probably today itself, you will see one coding video of mine on Cognizant. So those are preparing for the Cognizant, they can watch that video as well. Cognizant video. I have covered their previous year coding questions of the Cognizant. So probably that will help you a lot to understand the difficulty level of the Cognizant, a lot of things. So in the next video, see you in the next live. Till then, take care. Bye-bye to all. Okay, and access the playlist. Bye bye. Take care.